What's up, everyone? Welcome to my show. I'm looking crazy right now. I can feel it. I think I'm actually getting sick, which is a plus. Yeah. Um, every day for the past week, it's basically been raining, and I've had to walk to work every single day, to and from work. On top of being at work, at least the smart thing this time, I've been bringing change of clothes, so I'm not working in wet clothes like I've been. Uh, But it seems like it's taking its toll, so who knows? We'll see. But I'm back, technically. Work has been kicking my ass. That's why I haven't had a chance to even upload videos or make any new ones. It's just constant stuff at work. On top of trying to get a house, which I'll give you an update on that. It's been such a pain in the ass that I haven't had time to do anything. I haven't had time to even sit down and relax for 5 seconds because all I'm doing is either going to work, getting out of work, going right to look to a house, or going to look at a house and going right to work. And it's been left and right, same stuff. But let me show you something I got from Target yesterday. I figured I already have a Marvel poster that's signed by artists and writers and stuff like that. So I saw this and I'm like, you know what? I could get a DC poster to try to match that, but I thought this might have been cooler. Might be able to see it. There you go. It's like a kind of see. Starts with Superman, says DC Comics. Has a couple of the old schoolers in there. Figured that'd be pretty cool. This Comic Con's coming up pretty quick. The North Carolina Comic Con thing from Ultimate Comics, which I'm getting ready to go to. It's Tuesday, the 10th of November, and this convention thing's on Friday. This Friday, the 13th, which is unlucky for some, but usually lucky for me. So let's hope. I figured if Neil Adams is going to be there again, maybe I'll throw down some money on top of having him sign my first appearance of Havoc, and have him sign this thing. That'd be pretty cool. Have him start it off. So there's that. I also got, because I had bought the Reverse Flash a while ago. I don't know if I showed this or not, but I got the regular Flash now from the CW show. I figured, what the hell, can't have one without the other. So that's cool. And I don't know if I showed these or not, because I can't remember how many videos or what videos I made, why I'm making this, because I haven't uploaded them yet, but hey. I'll show them again. I got these for $3. You got Kazam. I never was like, Kazam, what'd you buy that? I didn't mind it. I thought it was a cool, movie when I was a kid. But it's funny how movies you think are awesome when you're a kid, when you watch them now, you're like, wow, things change. But still liked it. It's something to have. Plus, like I said, I collect DVDs as well, so it's in there. I got Vice Versa. This one I still like. I think it's fun. Stupid, but fun, Cool stuff. He switches bodies with, George Reinhold switches bodies with Fred Savage, or minds, not bodies, but, you get the whole idea. Same thing like my Father Like Son movie with Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron. I got Look Who's Talking Now. If you ever seen Look Who's Talking stuff, it used to be the babies that talk, now it's the animals. This one wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So is that. I got them for $3 a piece, which is pretty good considering. And I got this Tremors 5, because I am a Tremors fan. I always loved the first one. The first one's my favorite still. I actually love the first three. The fourth one was always kind of, it wasn't crappy, but it wasn't great. It's kind of Same thing with the fifth one. The fifth one kind of borderlines the fourth one. It's not crappy, but it's not all that great. Like the first three are masterpieces compared to the last two. The fourth one was kind of interesting. Like I liked how they did it. It was like a prequel kind of thing. This one, like I said, I mean it's not bad, but it's not good. I mean, I wouldn't pay more than $10 for it. It's worth a look. If you're a Tremors fan, it's definitely worth a look because Michael Gross as Burt Gummer is just it's awesome. I love that guy. Burt's the best. But it's cool. Like I said, if you're a Tremors fan, you might like it. You might enjoy it. It's worth trying to get a rental out of it. See if you really want it. But I couldn't find anywhere to rent, so I just freaking the hell with it. I was like, I have all the other ones, might as well buy it. So there's that. Show you some comics I got. I only have 3 of them. They're in my bin. Hopefully I'm going to be getting more soon. I really have to watch my money with this convention. This is honestly, I've been saving money for it, but I haven't been because stuff always pops up. You know, it happens every single time I try to save money or go to a convention. I had $100 saved. Now I'm down to $20. I do get paid the day of the convention, but the problem is this whole house thing that's up in the air, which I'll explain. I can't spend any of the paycheck money. So this is kind of the first time I'm actually going to a convention with $20. Last convention I went to, I think I went with like $100, something like that, and that's like was originally the lowest I've ever gone to a convention with because I don't like to go to a convention with anything less than like $300. Like I always try to keep $300 around because there's always something. This is the first time going with $20. It's crazy. I'm also a little pissed too about how they're doing the convention, but I'll get into that in a sec. Let me show you these books and then I'll get into it. I got Howard the Duck #1. Figured I'd give it a whirl. It's also the first appearance of Gwenpool, which you can see on the bottom there. So people are going nuts over this thing. They already pulled it at the comic book store and they're already charging $20 for it already. I had it in my bin, so they had to give it to me for the $4.99. Jesus. So who knows? And I have, like I said, I'm going to stick with it. I got Amazing Spider-Man #2. And I got #3, which I didn't bag or board yet, but there's #3. I mean, it's kind of interesting still, but I don't know. I still think it's weird. He's like, Spider-Man's like a cross between Iron Man now and Batman, so it's kind of like, it's weird. Interesting, because it's going in different ways that you never thought Spider-Man could go, but like I said, I'm going to stick with it. We'll see how it goes. Because I'm a Spider-Man fan. Alright, as most people know. Anyway, moving on to the convention. Like I said, it's Tuesday the 10th. The thing is on Friday. We still don't have our stuff yet. We were supposed to get... I bought a VIP ticket and I bought a regular ticket. We were supposed to get all this free stuff. And they had never mentioned on anything on the website or whatever it is what it was. It was just simply you get a print, you know, you get your VIP badge, you get like, you know, autographs, you get all this stuff, and you get something else like a grab bag. Now, recently, a couple days ago, they put up... Now, this is what pisses me off the most, because if I had known this, I wouldn't have spent the money on a VIP thing. The real reason I spent the VIP thing is because I wanted the wife, she wants to go see... She wanted to meet this Gerard Way guy from My Chemical Romance. He does a couple of comics and stuff like that, like Fabulous Killjoys, I think it's called. I know she loves his music and just loves that guy, so it was... You know, it was cool, because I'm like, hey, this is the first time... A first convention that the wife really wants to go to. She really wants to go to it. So I figured, you know, I'll spend the money, you know, so she can get what she wants. You know, she can meet this guy. She can get an autograph, a photo, and all this stuff. You know, and be cool. You know, she'll have a good time. And that was the main goal. Is like I just wanted her to have fun. You know, so I bought the VIP ticket, and now a couple days ago they put on the website that basically what you're getting with the VIP ticket is you're getting the VIP badge, which, you know, whatever. You get some kind of print, which I'm assuming it's a Walking Dead print because there's a Walking Dead guy that's going to be there. So I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. You get a T-shirt, which chances are isn't going to fit me or the wife. Well, it'll probably fit the wife, won't fit me. That just says North Carolina Comic Con. Ooh. And then you get a grab bag, which they're not mentioning what's in the grab bag. But from what I hear, which is, like I said, is going to piss me off if that's what it is, because friends of mine have gone to this... the previous years, they said basically the grab bag is a bunch of BS. All it is old free comic book day comics. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. They're like, nope. They're like, any of the free comic book day comics they couldn't get rid of, they throw in the grab bag, and that's your grab bag. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, I thought it would have been some cool, like maybe like a, you know, like a $20 gift card or, you know, something like, you know, to the store, or like a mini bus or, you know, something for $200 and something. It should have been something. So I was pissed at. I'm like, all right, you know, let it go. You know, I want her to have fun. It doesn't really matter. Now they're claiming the autographs. You were supposed to get Gerard Way's autograph. You were supposed to get the Walking Dead guy's autograph included, and you're supposed to get a photo with, you know, the people. Now they're claiming you have to pick it's one or the other. Like, you either get Gerard Way or you get the Walking Dead guy. And obviously the wife is going to pick the Gerard Way thing, which is fine. But it just pisses me off that it's like advertised hey, we're giving you all this stuff if you get the VIP thing. But then when you get the VIP thing, it's bullshit. So, I don't know, we have to see. The other thing is that sucks is that they still don't have the badges or any of the stuff to give out, which is kind of getting annoying. Because they claim they're not giving it out at the venue. So it's already Tuesday. You got 2 more days. I called them today. They said they still don't have the wristbands or the badges. And I'm like, what are we supposed to do here? I was like, it's Tuesday. I don't have any days off until Friday. And if you're not able to get them at the place, how are we getting in? So like, oh, well, hang on to your tickets. We're going to think of something. We don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So that's a whole bunch of insaneness. They're like, oh, call tomorrow. I'm like, well, every day I call, and every day you say call tomorrow. I was like, there's almost no more tomorrows. Well, we're hoping we're going to get it on Wednesday, with our shipments of books and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see. So they're really disappointed me with this stuff. But, whatever. Now, moving on to the reason why I probably can't spend any money from my paycheck at the convention. Maybe. The house ordeal. I wish I had good news, but I do not. It's so complicated. It's not even funny. It really isn't. We got a mortgage, which we're happy about. We actually got approved. We were shocked as hell. We waited till Halloween, basically, almost Halloween, to try to get the mortgage because we wanted to try to knock our bills down as much as possible before we said, hey, you know what, let's give it a shot. Because we were worried, the wife and I were like, we're not going to get any kind of a mortgage because last time we kept getting screwed. The last time we were approved for like 130, and then they just kept knocking it down. Like it was like, oh, you get 130. Oh, wait a minute, you forgot to tell us about this. Well, we didn't know we were supposed to tell you about that. Oh yeah, you're gonna get 120 now. Okay. Oh well, you didn't do this. Now it's 100. Okay. Well, oh no, you didn't do this either. Now you're at 80. And to buy a house with $80,000 is not that great of a house, believe me. Unless you have the money to fix it up. But if you have the money to fix it up, you wouldn't be getting a mortgage. So there was that, and we're like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna be screwed. So we kept talking to each other. We're like, even if we get 130, we'll be happy, as a mortgage, because there were some nice houses out there. They weren't great, but they were, it was something. So we knocked a lot of the bills down, which was really hard. It was really, really hard to knock a lot of stuff down. And they took even though I'm not full-time employee, because my job they're kind of dicks like that. They keep you just under 40 hours a week so that they don't have to pay you benefits, and they don't have to consider you a full-time employee. It's a whole bunch of BS. But they took it because I've been there a long period of time. So like, all right, well, we're going to take your stuff in consideration and my credit into consideration. So luckily enough, we got 160 as our mortgage, which is quite nice. We were very happy because originally the guy said 140, and this is where we got worried. The mortgage guy's like, oh, we're going to give you 140. You're good at 140. We're like, oh, that's cool. It's $10,000 more than we originally thought, so we're very happy. And when we called our real estate agent, she was saying, she's like, well, do you have the letter? Do you have, proof that he's going to give you 140? And we're like, no, he didn't give us anything. He said we didn't need one. So she's like, well, that's a bunch of BS. You need to have this stuff, which we were thinking originally anyway. You have to have some kind of proof. So she's like, don't go to this guy because it's just we think that it's a bunch of BS. So we went to another guy, and the other guy said that what the first guy did was BS. Like he didn't even know where he got his numbers from. So this guy redid it, and we got a proof of 160 instead of 140. So we're like, hey, all right, cool, great. Now comes the hard part. Halloween comes around, and our real estate is like, oh, can you go look at a house? We got one that we think you're gonna like. We're like, yeah, we go look at it. It was a shithole, complete shithole. We're like, no, not gonna do it. So, bunch of BS with that one. They send us all these other ones. My one day off, I spent the entire day looking at houses. I actually got overloaded. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. And every single one of them was, we're not snobbish, but it just, our problem is we don't have the money to fix it up. So if we get into a house that has broken plumbing or a broken ceiling, we're screwed because we can't fix it. So that's pretty much what was going on with a lot of them. Then we find one we like. We found one, it was all redone. It was all redone. They had a porch. The wife loved it. She's like, I like this one. Do you like it? I was like, yeah, we like it. And it was like 130. So we were, under our thing. We're like, this is fantastic. We'll take it. So the real estate lady puts the bid in, and she's looking through the numbers, like, going through stuff. She puts a bid in. She's like, let's put in a bid kind of low, just to see what happens, because you want to negotiate with people. So they wanted 130. I think they put in a bid for like 120. And as we were waiting for their real estate agent to come back and talk to us, our real estate agent went through the numbers and said the house isn't worth 130. The house is only worth about 113. So we're like, oh, well, that's good. And she's like, that's bad, because if they don't go down to 113 or 114, give or take, you're not going to get your mortgage. So this is where I find it's ass backwards at the real estate thing. And I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, well, the bank's not going to give you 130 if the thing's only worth 113, which I understand. I get it. But it still sucks in a way, because it's just kind of stupid, So they came back with an offer. They want 128. So the real estate lady's like, you can't do it. She goes, because it's not worth the 128, and she's like, I said, you're not going to get the mortgage. And then we call the mortgage guy just to double check, and he's like, we're not giving you a mortgage for 128 if the thing's only worth 113, because we're losing money if anything ever happens, And I'm like, oh god. So we didn't get that house. Finds another one. Now this is, like I said, this is where I kind of got pissed off, because it was starting to get to the point where it's just a little ridiculous. Found another house. Wife sees the pictures. I didn't get even a chance to even see the house, but after the pictures I saw, I was like, yeah, I'm glad we didn't go there. Everything was completely redone. New roof, new floor, new siding, new walls, new bathroom. Everything was like ripped out and redone. Everything is brand new in this house. Had a deck in the backyard. Had like 2-point-something acres of land, which is crazy. Had a wraparound porch. Everything we were looking for, had it. Wife's like, I want to get this. It's like, well, look at it first. You're like, you can't just be like, I'll take it, What's funny is that what they left out is, in the backyard, dead smack in the backyard, is a giant power tower. Like, the things that hold the power lines? The actual tower is in the backyard. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And they want $140,000 for it. Now, the real estate lady, she's like, oh, you might want to go for it, because there's not much left in your price range. There's nothing come around. So I've said, fine, screw it, because we're getting so desperate now, because our time is coming pretty short. We have to get out of here by January. She put in a bid for like 115, because she's like, you're gonna lose money on this house if you get it. The real estate lady's like, she's like, I'm telling you right now. She goes, you're gonna lose like 20 grand because of that power thing. So you might as well come in under and try to get it. Our other problem is we need people to do the closing costs. So if they don't do the closing costs, we're kind of screwed again, because we don't have any money. So they came back with an offer. They're like, oh, we'll pay the closing costs, but we want 144. When they originally wanted like 140 or 141 or something like that. We're like, what? That's more now than what you're asking. So we even looked at it, we're like, you know what? Screw it. We'll take it. We'll take the offer. So the real estate lady goes and crunches the numbers and finds out that the house isn't worth 144. The house is worth $100,000. So once again, the house is going for more than what it's worth. So couldn't get that house. So this is when I was getting pissed, and I actually kind of flipped out on the real estate lady. Not on this particular one, but the next one I'm going to tell you about. This is when I snapped. She shows us these other three. We find one we like. We're like, hey, you know what? We like that one. Now, this one's out of our budget. This one was $165 they wanted. So the real estate lady, she's like, no problem. We can get them down. She's like, I don't want you to get to the 160 mark, because you don't want to extend your thing. She goes, she's like, let's put it down for 145 or 150 or something like that. Puts it down. They're like, oh, well, we want I think they said like 156 or something like that. And the wife's like, I really like this house. I don't care. We'll get it. So once again, the real estate lady does the numbers and finds out that it's not worth 156. It's actually worth 125. So she's like, I don't even know where they're getting these numbers from. She goes, they want 165 and the house is only worth 125. She goes, I can see if you did 130. She goes, we can negotiate, But she's like, it's not worth you. She's like, you're not getting a mortgage. So that's when I snapped. I said, isn't it would be a little more proficient and smart on your part to possibly maybe run these numbers before we even go bother looking at these houses, and basically wasting our time. It's like I wasted the entire day, my one entire day off, to see all this crap, and we can't get anything because they're too high priced. Which maybe if you ran these numbers before we went to look at them, we wouldn't have to go look at them because it would have been a waste of time. So she's kind of like, oh well, yeah, well I didn't think of that. I'm like, hello, McFly. So, you know, the wife just kind of looked at me like, well, this is why I bring you. It's just like, because I was, I don't snap. I really don't get pissed off. Like, I let a lot of things slide, but it's so freaking annoying that I wasted my entire day looking at stuff that it wouldn't have mattered. Like, it just wouldn't have mattered because it's too high priced. And these people are not willing to go down to what they're worth. Because if this person wanted 165 and thing's only worth 120, and they're like, oh, we want 158. No, we're not going to do it. Okay, 148. No, well, that's as high as we're going to, as low as we're going to go. It's like, well, nobody wants to budge. So now, it's like I said, it's a pain in the ass. I kind of snapped. I was pissed off. I was frustrated. I'm like, I'm happy that we got a mortgage, but what's the point of it if we can't get a house? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so stupid. So now the real estate lady sent us a whole bunch of new ones, because we had to make a decision. The wife and I were like, maybe we're going to have to look outside of our area, like, because we were looking in the same county, because of her job and my job. I was like, there's just no way, whatever. So I was like, I guess I'm going to have to quit my job, because we share a car, and if we move far enough away, like, 45 minutes, I can't walk to work anymore. I'm screwed. And my job's not willing to change my hours because they're kind of pricks like that. So I was like, I'll have to figure it out. That's just how it's going to be. So we opened up our areas, and a whole bunch of stuff flooded in for other towns and stuff like that, which is far away. The closest one is like 45 minutes away from where we are now. So she sent us all stuff, and the wife made a list of like a couple of them that she liked, that she wants to go look at, that were actually worth looking at. And I talked to real silly. I was like, check the numbers on these, because I can't even go see them. I have to work. The wife actually has to take off. She's doing a half day, which her job was pretty pissed off about. She's like, listen, I have to do this. I'll get all my work done. I'll take it home, because she can actually take it home and do her job here as well. So she had to strike a deal with her job. And she goes, I have to be out in January. We have to get this done. I can't just, because the real estate people, they won't go past a certain time, and the wife doesn't get home till like 6 o'clock now. So they're like, oh, that's too late for us. And so it's like, well, thanks, So she made a list, and the real estate lady went through 3 out of the 7 that she made the list of. So 3 of them are priced right, ish, like within $1,000, $2,000, give or take. So she's like, so you could go after these. I'm like, finally, freaking finally. So she's going today to look. Why I actually said I have to go to work soon. She's going today to take a look at these. Hopefully, we might luck out. But the only problem is getting the mortgage was one part of the battle. Getting the house is another part, which is it's difficult because you have to negotiate with people, and if somebody else comes around and says, hey, I'll pay what you're asking, you just lost that house. You know what I mean? It's like, if more people come in and be like, I want this, you get into a bidding war or whatever it is. It's just a pain in the ass. So, granted, we found 3 so far out of the 7. She hasn't done all the other ones yet. But those 3 could be, because somebody else could have already bid on it, somebody else could have already bought it, somebody else can get into a bidding war with us and we're screwed, because we don't have much money to work with. So, we'll see. Fingers crossed still. See how it goes. And hopefully my next video I'll have better news with that. And I'll actually have Comic-Con stuff to talk about. North Carolina Comic-Con. See how it goes. This is the first time I'm going to one of those. I've gone to a North Carolina Comic-Con before, but it was a Wizard World one. This is the first time I've gone to like an independent one. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thank you for listening to me ramble constantly. And if you continue to watch this lovely episode and other episodes I have. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, see what happens. Not giving up yet. We've got a little farther than we have. Always seems to be the thing. We always get a little further, a little further, a little further. I'm hoping this is the time where we get to the point where we're like, hey, we got it. hit that buzzer. We'll see. But thank you all for watching again. And remember, it's not the size of your cave that matters. It's what you have in it. Later, everybody.